I'm very excited right now, not only because I'm here in New York, but I'm really excited to meet the person who is, for me, really my fashion guru.
I know,
It's true.
no, we all inspire each other.
Yes, well,
I'm inspired by this lace top.
oh, you like it?
Yeah.
I would say that I'm really excited to be here to meet you because I really follow your blog religiously, like I said earlier, because it's so interesting. I like the research that you do. So you studied journalism, didn't you?
I did study journalism.
Oh,
I was a magazine journalism major, and I moved to New York City to become a fashion editor. I wanted to become fashion editor of Marie Claire or Glamour, something that really represented the American woman, and then ultimately launched my own magazine.
okay.
That didn't happen. What I basically launched was a vintage fashion online magazine with a blog, Sammy Davis Vintage.
Wow, that's amazing.
So in a way, I'm still fulfilling my dream. It's just different,
Sure.
slightly different.
But when did you start being interested in vintage?
I started being interested in vintage because I was a thrifter from about the age of 16. That's when I had my first part-time job. I had my license, I had some independence, and I went thrifting because I didn't have a lot of money to shop at the mall stores, and I was a very artistic child, so I liked being creatively, self-expressive. And through thrifting, I discovered all these labels and styles that I'd never seen before in the mall store, and that's when I learned about the world of vintage. And it's when I started attending school in a more urban environment, where I went to school in Philadelphia, that I saw that people were selling vintage only in boutiques, and that it was this whole world, this whole industry that really opened up my eyes to a different way of embracing fashion.
Oh,
And I fell in love with it.
and what I like about vintage is that I think the vintage word is an overrated word. Everybody's talking about vintage, but what I like about it is that everyone has a different vision of vintage. It's all about individuality, your own personality.
Absolutely.
So what is for you vintage?
I love that question. For me, vintage is technically anything 20 years or older. That is the industry term, or the industry standard rather. And it's pieces that speak to something really unique and something that makes me feel colorful, that makes me feel like 100% me. Like, I'm bringing it to my day. I am bringing nothing less than Sammy Davis. So for an example, what I'm wearing right now is a floral top with turquoise shorts. So this is from the 80s. And then this is just probably like, I don't know, a late 80s floor length leopard print jacket. So I'm mixing prints here. I'm not holding back at all. So I really like the loud statement pieces. But for other people, I realize that vintage isn't about being like, whoa, like in the street. It's just about adding subtle touches. Whether it's jewelry, a bag, a vintage veil for your wedding, vintage home decor. I mean, there's just so many ways to incorporate vintage into your life that works for your personal style. Because it's like you said, vintage, it's this huge catch-all word. But what it is it's about what's your style and what type of vintage captures that personal style.
Okay. This brings me to the other question. One thing that I love about you, that I really love, this is why I follow you on Facebook every day, is that you share
Love my
everything.
Facebook. I do.
I do love it too.
Overshare. TMI.
I love it too because you share everything. You share your life, your vintage life, your
Yeah.
outfits. For example, before coming here, I knew how you were dressed.
But you didn't see the leopard coat.
Exactly.
I took it off in the shop. I took it off. I had to leave something to be seen.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what do you share all this with people?
You know what? I really believe that we're on this planet to connect with others, and what's so beautiful about the internet is that in the last 10 years I've been able to connect with individuals from abroad, from all different backgrounds, from all different economic backgrounds, cultural backgrounds. The fact that I'm meeting with you, Angela, is insane. You're from Italy, I'm from Pennsylvania, living in New York City, and this would not have happened before the internet. And so the blessings of the Facebook fan page, the blog, the Twitter, all of that social media is that I can show who I am as a person, as an individual, as a friend, and then I create a community of friends around that presence who also, I hope, and I've seen it happen, become friends with each other, where my whole brand is about creating a vintage lovers community. So I'm sort of the leader, I'm the person that starts it. It's almost like I'm throwing my own dance party and inviting everyone to the dance floor. So if you don't like my song, we'll change the song. The next day will be a new song. So if you don't like my outfit today, maybe tomorrow you'll like it. So that's why I do that, because I want to connect with others to inspire me, so that they also come together to inspire one another.
What about the vintage lovers videos, chats?
Yeah.
Well, I cannot do because she does it in a time that I sleep.
Yes, I know. It's like 8 p.m. Eastern time.
Yeah, I think it's 6 a.m. in the morning for me.
Gotta get up.
I can't get up for work, yeah.
I should do another one. I haven't done one for a while. Google Plus Hangouts. It's a functionality like Skype where you can have a group chat of 8 individuals. So we could all sit in front of our computers, see each other at the same time, and what I like to do is just share something I might have thrifted or bought at the vintage store, and then someone else shares what they found. So it might be someone from like Arkansas sharing something they found in Arkansas, yourself in Italy sharing something you found in an off shop in Italy, and it's really beautiful because we share beauty with each other, and it's just fun. It's like it's a hangout online. It's like we're all like sisters dishing about what we just bought, but we're not really together, but we are.
Perfect.
It's wonderful.
And I think we should ask question.
Perfect.
As you are, for me, you are a New Yorker, even if you reality or not, but you represent New York. I know that you know the city very well.
Yes, I do.
So
I am a New Yorker.
you are. For me, you are. So, best vintage venues for clothing or music, for example, in New York. And as I was telling you earlier, thrift store or charity shops.
The best thrift store, I'll start with that, is arguably the one on 46th and 10th. That bus as it goes by. 46th and 10th, write this down. It's a Salvation Army. It's in an old fire hall. It's massive. It's full of great designer pieces and vintage finds, and then the second floor is home decor. You go on Wednesday, it's family day, and everything is half off. Best thrift store, Salvation Army, 46th and 10th. The best vintage stores, I would argue, are now in Williamsburg. Brooklyn, it used to be the East Village, which is where we're sitting right now, is the East Village. But Williamsburg, I just think that it's more of a affordability factor. And you can just go all around, you can get off the Bedford L stop and just walk all around Williamsburg, and there's flea markets, there's the Brooklyn Flea, there's the Artisan Flea, and then along the different streets you'll find different vintage boutiques. And that's where you can have that personal shopping experience. And each boutique kind of has its own style, so you figure out what you like, what you don't like. But it can just be like a whole day of shopping cracked into one. You don't have to ever leave the area. So Williamsburg, Brooklyn, Google vintage stores. You'll find them.
Sammy, thank you very much.
Thank
It
you.
was truly a pleasure.
Oh my God! Ladybug Chronicles in the house. And this is just an example of just the power of digital media right here. And I have so many we all have so many more people to meet in our lifetime. So, anyway, thank you so much.
You know how I guess